Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Let me ask you a question. Would you like to invest but you don't know how to start? Or maybe you already started, but you have the feeling you could be doing better. Well, you are in the right place. Today, we are going to speak about the basics of investing on stocks and how to pick the best options for you. Remember, this is a continuation of part 1, so if you haven't seen that one yet, I would recommend for you to first have a look on that video before looking at this one. Let's get started. Great, so from the last video, you understand what are dividend stocks and what are growth stocks. But which one should you pick? Or how do I even choose stocks if I have never done this before? Here again, I will give you two options. The first one is for people who like this topic, are willing to study, and spend time looking at different stock options and trying to find the best stocks in the market. Honestly, it's not easy, and you need to understand you are competing against professional investors in Wall Street, and maybe even some bots that are using artificial intelligence and analytics to predict the best stocks and when to pick. But if you like competition, like me, maybe this could be for you. Start by looking at what you usually consume in your daily life. Maybe products and brands that you consume and would even be willing to pay more than you actually, because they do add value to your life. Do you like Apple and iPhones? Why not invest in Apple then? I myself like Google a lot, or should I say Alphabet, the parent company of Google. And even if I don't actually use the Google search engine that much, I see a lot of YouTube. I use Google Maps. I have a Gmail, use a smartphone that operates on Android. What if I tell you that all these applications are from Google? Crazy, right? This is why I like them so much and decided to invest in them. But again, this is just my opinion. Or maybe you needed a freelancer and enjoyed the experience working with Fiverr or Upwork. Then they could also be interesting stock options. My suggestion is for you to start with companies that you consume products from, or you understand the added value they produce. This is the easiest way to go. If you don't know anything about petroleum or nanotechnology, then maybe it makes sense to stay away from these markets and companies, simply because you are not fit to evaluate these companies and products, right? Before we go further, I am not a financial advisor. The content on my YouTube videos are for educational purposes only and merely cite my own personal opinions. In order to make the best financial decision that suits your own needs, you must conduct your own research and seek the advice of a licensed financial advisor if necessary. But instead of picking actual stocks, what is the other option? Glad you asked. Another great option are the so-called ETFs or index funds. I won't go much into detail here, but both are very similar and are almost like a basket where you combine different types of stocks. So in the end, you buy one product that combines many different stocks. This makes the whole process much easier because you do not need to pick which individual stocks to buy. This is a great option for beginners. Nowadays, there are all different kinds of ETFs, and I would like to present you to some of them. 1. The S&P 500. This is a traditional index fund that tracks 500 of the largest US companies. These are just some of the companies that are there. As you can see, this index fund offers a great diversity of strong companies and is one highly recommended option for beginners. 2. Dividend Aristocrats. This is an ETF that tracks companies from the SP 500 that have increased dividend payments annually for at least 25 years. Yes, you heard correctly, 25 years. This ETF is formed by great traditional companies and is a great form of a reliable passive income, since they have consistently not only paid dividends, but increased the dividends for 25 years. Here are some of the companies that form this ETF. 3. Any niche-specific ETF. Do you like e-commerce? Do you like cloud computing? Or maybe green energy? For each of those niches, there is an ETF that tracks companies on those markets. Do you like the Asian market? Maybe South America? Again, be sure there are ETFs that track these regions. I myself like e-commerce and cloud computing and tend to go in this direction, but which one do you like? ETFs are definitely my suggestion for people without much experience or time, because they are so easy to do. The SP 500 has performed an average of 10.21% per year since 1927, or 7.07% per year with inflation adjusted. Honestly, that is simply great, isn't it? Compare this to what your bank is offering you as an investment returns, and you see the difference. NOBL is also a very interesting idea for people who are looking for more consistent and reliable companies. Again, these are very traditional companies that have managed to increase dividends for 25 years in a row. But what if something happens to Coca-Cola and for some reason its situation changes and they're not able to pay dividends anymore? Well, that's the great part of this ETF. There is still other 56 companies that are still paying you growing dividends. It's the combination of these companies that make this ETF so strong and reliable. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and that this content can not only help you better understand stocks, but also support you on taking better financial decisions based on your needs. Don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button. Also, if you have any video suggestions, feel free to comment below.